Hey, what's up, stringlings? We are back with the Great Canadian Pedalboard for 2025, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new special edition Mean Prick Overdrive from Shoneswood. Let's check it out. I've had a Mean Prick Overdrive on the Great Canadian Pedalboard for the last 3 years, and I own one myself. I didn't do a demo last year, but this year I'm going to do another one just to refresh your memory about what it sounds like. It is aggressive, it is bitey, it's toothy, it's made from recycled skateboards. There's just a lot of cool going on with this pedal. So let's get right down to the desktop and just hit it. One of the things that makes the Mean Prick Overdrive so unique, apart from the fact that they're all handcrafted from recycled skateboard decks, which already, that's pretty cool, is that it's an incredibly aggressive clipping circuit. It's very, very hard clipping. And what that means is it can be a little bit challenging for players who aren't used to a lot of heavy clipping. In fact, it goes well beyond where you would even think of maybe a fuzz pedal going in terms of just sonic destruction. So it's there if you really want to break up your tone. And when I say break up your tone, I mean you can create almost I don't want to say lo-fi because it's not that pretty. It's just well, you'll hear it's just a lot of breakup. It just sounds like the signal is just getting demolished. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to just give you a rundown on the pedal. None of these are labeled, and these are actually in the 0 position right now. So these knobs are actually all the way off. You can rearrange these, if you want. I like the fact that it looks a little bit cockeyed over here, which to me is just a little bit more fun. This is the volume output. This one is the gain or the clipping. So we're going to adjust these, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run it through the Sunrise clean, and then we're going to use it as an overdrive like you typically would going into a slightly dirty amp. So we're going to turn the Sunrise into a distorted Fender amp, and we're going to push the front of it with the overdrive and see what happens. So the Sunrise on its own, okay, that's just the clean on the bridge humbucker on my guitar. That's the super clutch again from Peg City, and with the drive on, we'll have the tone cut or the sound cut. Bring the volume up. So we don't even have any gain on right now, and you can hear how kind of squishy that is. Okay. And I'm only turning it up a little bit because I don't want to overpower the signal with too much gain. But here we are just at, this would be the equivalent of about 9 o'clock on the dial. Crank this guy up. So this is about the safest range, and you can see how little I've turned the dials here, about the safest range for most players' applications. A little aggressive. So once we get this going, we've just tweaked this a little bit. Can you hear how that sound is already breaking up? And this is just line noise. Like, this is just raw signal, okay? Super aggressive. There's no tone control on this pedal, by the way, so you got to rely on other tone generators for that. Let's turn this gain all the way up so you can hear just how raunchy it is. Like, it's to the point where it's almost compressing the signal because it's actually clipping it so hard. I'm going to dial this back to about halfway-ish and take the volume up and see where it goes. So it just gets louder. I mean, that's what volume does, right? And I'm on the bridge pickup. If we go to the neck, it's almost so heavily clipped that you almost can't tell the difference between the bridge pickup and the neck pickup, which is hilarious. Now, to dial up some distortion or some drive on the amp, what we do is we turn the master down and the volume all the way up, like you would on a regular amplifier. So this is the Sunrise with its own distortion. Now, what we're going to do, we'll turn the volume and the gain all the way down on the mean prick and see what we get. So the gain is all the way down, like you would do on, say, a tube screamer going into a distorted amp. Still very aggressive. Pull some of that in, just to compare again. So it makes room for a little bit of punchiness, like if you wanted to use this to boost with a little bit more screech to it. And that's with the gain fairly low, just like any other overdrive into a hot amp. Let's see. Like, that's noisy and snarly and gross, and I love it. It's actually severing the signal. That's how hard it's clipping. About 50%. I like that for that kind of tone. So that is the Mean Prick Overdrive from Shoneswood. Let me know down in the description what you think. It's aggressive. I admit that it is an aggressive drive. It is fairly niche, but I think there's some pretty cool flexible stuff you can do with it, just because it's got a lot of grit and a lot of personality. So I think you can probably do some really cool stuff with it. I know it sort of falls into that punkish, grungish category a lot of the time, but don't pigeonhole this drive. It can do a lot of really cool stuff when you blend it with other pedals. So make sure that you get down into that link in the description and win one so that you can play with it, because I want you guys to have this pedal because it's a really cool pedal. I love the work that Kevin does. I think he's a brilliant artist. And yeah, I mean, you can see from the design and you can hear it. It's just a cool pedal. So make sure that you hit that link down in the description, enter the contest, do the things, like and subscribe. And I will be back tomorrow with another utility pedal, actually this time on the Great Canadian Pedalboard. I'll see you guys soon.